Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is USA Today best-selling dark fantasy author Katherine D. Graham, and today on Indie Author Behind the Scenes we're going to talk about the Indie Author Blacklist, which is essentially when and why you should permanently ban certain members of your email list. Before I get started, I just want to say this video is not condoning bullying or coercion of email subscribers in any way, shape, or form. So if you would like to commiserate about your experiences, feel free, but please be respectful and not include people's names or email addresses in your comments on the chats. And please know that I am not supporting banning email subscribers because they left negative reviews or didn't leave you reviews at all. With that being said, let's hop right in. So when to scrub versus when to ban. Scrubbing an email list is when you're basically going through an email list and cleaning out subscribers who have not opened or clicked on your emails in a certain amount of time. This video will only touch on scrubbing on a very overview level, but I do have an in-depth email about scrubbing coming up in the next couple weeks, so you can subscribe to my channel for more information on that. Banning, on the other hand, is exactly like it sounds. You're permanently banning a reader from both your email list and usually everything else that you have an active part of. You should consider scrubbing on an overview level when a user's only inactive. This means that they have not been opening or clicking your emails, as I said earlier. If they just don't like your content, meaning you're getting emails back from them with, hey, I don't really think your book's for me, or you notice when you're flipping through reviews one day that somebody gave you a bad review, you might want to consider scrubbing. However, I do not condone retaliation in exchange for bad reviews. So if a review is not strongly worded and respectful, I don't usually remove people for that. You should also consider scrubbing when they obviously are book and droppers. You'll know a book and dropper when they get the book, and that's the only email they open ever. You never see them open something else. So I have a separate list for my new email list subscribers. If they sign up for my lead magnet, which right now is the Godmother, and then they never open another email, after about 4 or 5 emails, I scrub their email off because it was obvious they were just here to grab the book. On the opposite side, you should consider banning someone the very first time they mark your email as spam. Don't count it off as an accident. Don't wait. If I could say anything strongly, this would be it. Your email provider most likely counts how many spam marks you get. If you are compliant with most guidelines for emails, you have an unsubscribe button. Many of us have that at both the top and the bottom of our emails. There is no reason the user should not be able to just click and unsubscribe. And I say this as a reader myself. If I get too many emails and there's an author I just don't connect with, I just unsubscribe from their thing. So if you mark it as spam, it's going to be a negative strike on your email provider and on you as an email sender, and you just can't allow that. So I highly recommend banning people who mark your email as spam the very first time that they do it, because they could unsubscribe if they want to just normally not get your emails anymore. Also, if they send inappropriate or malicious emails to you, ban them. Do not be the subject for someone's verbal abuse. It's up to you whether or not you want to engage back with them at all. I personally do not. If someone sends me a very nasty email about the content of my books, I typically just ban them, block them, and move on with my day. And then if they ask to be taken off and never re-added, I put them on the ban list, not because of something they've done, but because usually that happens when someone has used their email address without their permission for a giveaway. If you're watching this as a reader, don't do this. Don't do that just to get an extra entry. Make that person enter for their own copy of the book. I've had 4 total people over the last 2 years email me and say, I never gave you permission. And all of my forms have explicit checkbox and then a follow-up email where they have to click the link, and a child or a sister or somebody like that use their email, hit the confirmation button to get the book or to get the entry, and they never wanted it. So be respectful, take them off, and put them on the list where they don't get more of your emails in the future. Let's shift a bit and talk a little bit about ARC teams. Advanced reader copy teams are teams that authors, especially indies, put together to read their book before it comes out to the rest of the world. Sometimes these ARC teams go wrong. And that means many different things to many different authors. But I have a few points to just suggest to my fellow authors. Before you ban an ARC reader, ask yourself whether you should just be using the scrub method for them or the ban checklist that we just went through to see if they should be banned from your entire list or just from future ARC teams. What I mean by this is if they're just not opening your emails, they signed up for your ARC team, you put them on your ARC team newsletter list, and you notice they never opened a single one, they didn't redeem their book through Story Origin or Book Funnel or whatever method you set up, they haven't left a review, they don't seem to be opening any of your other emails at all, then you might just want to scrub them. Maybe something happened, this just wasn't a good time, and they're not answering any of your other books anymore either. If they're a book and drop person, meaning they signed up for your ARC team and then they downloaded the book and then never replied to you, never followed up, quit answering all your future emails, that can often mean they didn't like what you wrote and they didn't want to have to tell you that and were conscientious enough to not leave you a bad review. In that case, consider scrubbing them. The only time I flat out absolutely ban an ARC reader is if they leave me malicious email or send something nasty about me as a person in an email, or if they sign up and then literally mark the email or one after it as spam. ARC team members do not mark authors' emails as spam. This is highly unusual. It definitely needs to go on a ban list altogether. Your whole email gone. That's my personal opinion. Now, if they get the book and life happens and they can't read it, that's okay. If they get the book and they unsubscribe, that's okay. In both of those cases, I won't let them come back to do a future ARC team unless they give me some kind of explanation for what happened. But I'm not taking them off my email list because these are still my readers and they're doing me a favor by reading my book. Number 2 here is don't ban somebody just because they gave you a negative review. We're all going to get negative reviews. Every book is not for every person. You can vet your ARC team by having them fill out an application form before you sign up, which is something I will get to hopefully in March here on the channel. But go check out their social media, check out what other books they like to make sure it even looks like a good fit before you allow them into your ARC team. And at that point, if they give the book a 1 or an NDF or like the DNF, do not finish, or they give it a 5, from there, just let it be. They did you a favor by reading and reviewing. I don't ban people, again, unless they're being malicious or nasty to me as a person beyond the book. And then the last one is give them the benefit of the doubt and reach out to the ARC readers. If they download the book and then you still see them opening emails, but they're not replying to you, reach out to them and ask, did you get your copy okay? Is there anything you need? And don't ban them just because they've vanished or they seem to not have done anything else. There's differing opinions about whether or not you can ask somebody to review your book. So tread that ground carefully. I personally never email out to somebody and go, why haven't you left a review? I don't require proof of reviews, but it would be nice to hear, just that they're okay. And I also try to make it very easy for my email subscribers. So I have a sub list. If you download the book and then I don't hear anything from you, I will send you a follow-up. Please reply to this email if you still want to be on the ARC team. And if they don't reply, they get taken off the ARC team. They don't have to deal with any of the embarrassment. This last point is for any readers or authors who are also readers who are watching and wondering, oh man, have I been banned? If you've been banned or you think you've been banned, reach out. The easiest way to check whether or not you've been banned is to double check that you're already on the author's list. You do this by resubscribing. Go to their website, resubscribe. Give it a few weeks. If you don't see any more emails, then it could mean either the author is not emailing right now, or yes, you could be banned. So at that point, reply to the last email that you have from them, which should reply back to the author, and check on them. Hey, my favorite author, I noticed that you're not emailing anymore. Is everything okay? And unless you're one of those people that were just malicious and nasty, in which case you would get blocked, like I do for people that send me a bunch of slurs and be really nasty, and you're not going to get a reply from me. Unless you were just really nasty, most of us authors are just real people with real jobs, and we're going to reply. And most of the time it's going to be, we got busy and our newsletter is delayed. Somehow you may have gotten scrubbed for not opening enough emails and clicking enough links or something like that for whatever their period of time is. But in the end, most of the time it's us authors as indies just got busy. And then if you're watching this and you hit the spam button instead of the unsubscribe button at the bottom of the email, or that you did a grab and drop, you grabbed their book at some point and then you immediately unsubscribed because your email list was flooded with other authors and you didn't know if you would ever read this person's book, but now you've read it and you love it and you wonder why you're not getting emails from them. First, go resubscribe. And 2, send an email if you don't get anything back and let them know, hey, I know that I unsubscribed from you right after I downloaded your book for free. I'm sorry about that, but I was so busy and I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to read it. And now that I've read it, I don't want to miss your book news. And most authors will be more than happy to add you right back. So I'd love to hear your experience with blacklisting and banning and scrubbing your email list as an indie author. I know this is an uncomfortable topic, but it's one that we really need to address because it's okay for readers to have authors that don't mesh with them. And it's okay for authors to have readers that are not good fits for their work and protect their own property and their other readers by making sure that people who are going to mark you as spam don't keep marking your emails as spam and making less and less of your real readers get your emails. And if you are going to mark someone as spam as a reader because they genuinely don't have an unsubscribe button, just do it once. That's all it takes. You don't have to go through and mark every single email for the last year they've sent you as spam because obviously you didn't care until now. So just be polite. Over the next couple months, we're going to be having several indie author behind the scenes videos and panels. So feel free to subscribe to see more of those. Coming up in February, as of right now, which is January 26th, 2023, we're going to be having a live about how to upload your book to Draft to Digital, which is a much requested video. We're going to talk about when and how to scrub an email list, which will not get into banning. That is only on today's email, or today's video. I got email on the brain. And then we're also going to have a panel of editors, professional editors, author editors, and self-editors come on to chat about the editing options that indie authors have for their book. We're going to finish February out with the importance of a writer community, which will be featuring the creators of the Quill and Cup community. So very excited for that. And a couple more that are in the works that have not yet been scheduled about book signings and book events. So if you'd like to see all of these, definitely subscribe. You can see the past videos from past guests and panelists and myself for indie writers in the Indie Author Behind the Scenes playlist. Thank you all so much, everybody, for coming. Have a great day.